I'm Trevor.
And this is
T.
Graps. We've got a wonderful show planned for you today. Guys, viewers joining us for the first time, be sure to first of all welcome. First of all, welcome to the RT Omer Q Trevor Tainment universe. Um be sure to hit that like button if you haven't already done so, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Um We've got a bunch of stuff to talk about. First and foremost, though, it looks like Trevor's Meemaw is in the chat. Meemaw, how's it
Apparently,
going?
Mimo is
Apparently,
back in.
Meemaw, she's saying well hello to her little Trev. Is that what your Meemaw actually called you?
No, actually, she called me her baby, and then like my grandmother called me a nickname that I will not repeat on air. But
Okay,
but yeah, so yeah.
there we go. Liam says the intro. Yes, I remembered what the intro was this time, Liam. Thanks. You're welcome.
Yes, we didn't forget this
Um,
time. How you been, buddy?
you talking to me or Liam?
You? No one's talking to
um,
Liam right now. Me and Liam are not talking.
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay, hanging in there. But one thing's for sure, I'm very excited about this episode because we get to talk about whatever the hell we want to. One of the things though that I do want to get to eventually is the guy on my shirt, the devil himself, Maxwell
Love
Jacob
that shirt, by the way.
Friedman. Oh, dude, this is story about this shirt. This is the MJF devil shirt, right? It's like half of his face is the devil, half of it is just his face. Full Gear 2022. I'm at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. I'm waiting in this long ass line. I was committed to getting a scissor me daddy ass foam finger. I was like that was
You did
and
talk
it was
about
like
this.
eight it was crazy. It was the thing was like $40. I and I was like committed to getting it. I get there in line and they're like, "Oh, we don't got no more scissor me foam fingers. You gotta have to pick something else." And I'm looking, I'm like, "Oh my god, all this merchandise is so basic." Because it's like the I w- the it was like the whole "Where were you at Full Gear?" Blah blah. Like it was like Full
Oh,
Gear
like that,
AEW merch.
man.
And I'm not like I'm not gonna. Not that I look down on people who do. I am just not in the business of buying merch like that's specifically like repping a wrestling company, right? Like, I'm not gonna buy a shirt that's just a WWE logo, right? Or an
Right.
AEW logo. I like the wrestlers. So I'm like looking, I'm like, oh my god, it's all crap. It's like the same Blackpool Combat Club shirt that I already had. But then, then I saw this, and I knew it was MJF's night. Um, that's when I healed out on the crowd because I put this shirt on top of my Blackpool Combat Club shirt because that was the Mox versus MJF main event. And I was like, I healed out on my section because I was rude. I was like doing the big MJF chants. And then the second Moxley started beating him down, I take off their shirt. I'm like, let's go, Moxley. And Newark, New Jersey did not appreciate there were some very angry fans
Oh yeah.
at Mox. Like, no, like I don't think they knew that wrestling is fake type of mad at Moxley.
Don't don't
Um
ruin it.
it's still real to them, damn it. But yeah, so we're gonna be talking about MJF. We're gonna be talking about the best heels in professional wrestling history. Got a little bit of Bray Wyatt news to talk about. Trevor, I also want to get your thoughts on AEW Revolution. And first things first, though,
Icebreaker.
the icebreaker. So this is my week, I believe, and in honor of Women's History Month, in honor of all the wonderful female wrestlers that have existed in the history of professional wrestling. Trevor, my question to you, Mount Rushmore of women's wrestling.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Ooh,
Mount
that's a
Rushmore of
ooh.
women's wrestling.
You know,
And by the way, Fahim. Oh my God. I can't read, Joe. Um, Fahim, it is yes, $40 for that foam finger. It's a
yeah, it was 40 bucks.
damn rip
Figure.
off. But I was
40,
gonna, but
30 bucks for a phone figure.
I was gonna pay the $40 because I'm a mark.
And
Anyway,
the Blackpool Combat Club hoodie was like 70, 80.
oh, I wasn't gonna buy that. Like, look, I was like, no, no,
My
no,
buddy
no.
has one, unfortunately.
Unfortunately for him. What a mark. But bigger mark than I
Uh,
am.
absolutely. Uh, let's see. Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore. Hmm. Well, we're gonna go with for me, Mount Rushmore. We're gonna talk about not the one that most people think I'm gonna mention. Um, the other one, the other lady. Oh, why can't I think her name? I'm terrible with names, dude. Horrible with names. Why am I so bad with names?
Mae Young.
Yes, Mae Young. Mae Young is first up there because, like, if you guys don't know much about Mae Young, I'm not gonna sit here and preach to you about her, but look her up. Mae Young was one of the longest champions, of course. Unfortunately, along with
No, that was Fabulous Moolah.
I thought Mae Young was a long time champion too, at least 3 years.
No. I believe Mae Young had one title reign. I don't
Because I know
remember.
Mae Young was almost like 4 years, 4 or 5, right?
Oh, no. She had an NWA Women's Championship reign. She never had a WWF Women's Championship reign.
Mae Young.
Never had
Mae
the
Young.
WWF Women's Championship.
We talking about Mae Young. We talking about
Mae Young.
Moolah. Yeah,
Moolah had
that's
it
what
for
I
like
thought.
50 years or something crazy like
Yeah,
that.
she had. Dude, she was up there with Bruno Sammartino. Like, good lord.
No, she surpassed Bruno Sammartino. Like
Yeah,
I mean,
because
well, here's the thing. The stats
some
on
point.
that are like very, very fuzzy, right? Because
Yeah,
like WWE doesn't acknowledge like a bunch of title changes. So Fabulous Moolah like has this like unprecedented like streak or like, this unprecedented reign of like somewhere around like genuinely it's like 30 years long. Sorry. Oh my goodness.
yep,
10,170 days.
yeah.
28 years. For comparison, Roman Reigns hasn't even hit 1,000 days yet. So
No, no, yeah. He's in like 900 now, right?
900 like 20 something.
Yeah, like yeah. Her reign, Mae Young's reign was ridiculous, and
No, Fabulous Moolah's reign. Fabulous Moolah.
uh, oh, I thought you. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
You
Family
you
Moolah.
co-host
Yeah.
a wrestling podcast, sir. Do you even
No,
watch the product?
I'm also like elsewhere. So,
Heyo.
but
Heyo.
yeah, Mae Young was good, but Fabulous Miller's reign was more. Even though I don't count her with anything, but that's just me. Not a fan of Fabulous, but anyway. So,
Yeah, not many of us are. But I agree with you on number one.
yeah,
Fabulous Mool or sorry, you see you did it.
I got you
You
doing it.
got me. You got me. You got me, Mark. Um, but no, Mae Young definitely belongs on that. She was a pioneer as far as just being a wrestler in that time.
Absolutely.
Um, there's also like the other big thing that I don't think that people talk about as much is like how like what she did like when she was older, like providing the insight. Like people talk very highly about Mae Young when she was backstage in WWE and in the 90s, in the 2000s, and the work that she
They
would do
mentioned her a lot, like
to help people out. Like
Dusty
she was
Rhodes.
very nice, as opposed to Moolah, who was just going into business for herself at every turn.
If you don't know anything about Moolah, I'm not going to speak on it here, but check out her Dark Side of the Ring. She was not the greatest person. It put it like this: her name, Slave Girl Moolah, was very ironic. But
Yeah.
Mae Young, I'll also throw because she was one of the first ones whose names I knew and remember besides Miss Elizabeth, um, Alondra Blaze or Medusa, as you want to call her. Um, she was also up there. I mean, a lot of people probably wouldn't put her there, but she also did a lot for women's wrestling. She definitely did. Um, Now the third one is going to be a little up in the air. I'm trying to figure out which one I would do because I'm trying to capture each era, right?
Mm.
So I guess this would probably be fair. Because I can go either way, right? You know what? I'll do this. I'll say China, and I'll say China only because of what China accomplished and what China did. China was in a era of where the female wrestlers were supposed to look pretty, dainty, and not big and muscular, and she did it her own way. she broke that. She broke that model, and she made muscles look beautiful on women, and she did what she did. She's a pioneer for that. If it wasn't for her, you wouldn't have women like Jordan Grace. You wouldn't have women like the Glamazon. You wouldn't have a lot of those women that came after her. And my last one, of course, is Becky Lynch.
Interesting. So you got Mae Young, China, Becky Lynch, and Alundra
A
Blaze.
lot, yeah,
Interesting. So I agree with you on Mae Young. Mae Young is on mine.
right, right.
Th- Then I would put and this is where you might deviate from me a little bit,
Yeah.
sir.
Well, I'm
I
sure I'm deviating. I'm sure.
I don't think you can have a women's Mount Rushmore without Trish Stratus. And it has
And
and here's the thing,
yeah, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
only wrestled full time for like 6 years. I understand that, right? And of those
That's
6 years,
part
it
of
was like 4 years where she was like really doing like the stuff that we were like, oh my god, like Trish Stratus is like amazing. What
it. Right.
what she and Lita did in that era, like it really it paved the way for this generation of women's wrestling. And that's not hyperbole. I know that's like a people will say, well, that's just the WWE talking about. Well, they really did. And because
It did.
they
Yeah.
were able to do things like main event Raw, which is unthinkable. Like women were just eye candy to WWE
Mhm.
management and many of the fans at the time. Like they made it sport. They made it like they made wrestling matter in women's wrestling, which is crazy. Another person I would put up there in the same vein as that is Gail Kim.
You know what? You could put Jacqueline in there too. You could put
You could
Jackie in there as well.
you
Yeah.
100% could. And again, there's like no wrong answer to this unless like, you're putting I don't know,
Like
like Eva Marie and
right.
whoever the
Right.
hell else Liam is putting in his Mount Rushmore right now. Even Nia Jax, Jesus, my friend. Oh, what are you doing? Santina Morella gotta be top. You
I
remember
don't
how
like it.
Santina Morella was written off TV?
Yeah, it was funny. The whole thing was
Donald
funny.
Trump. Donald Trump fired her.
And the fact that he is in TNA is just Impact is just amazing to me.
He is the authority. I love that.
Uh,
Um, we got you, Charles, in the chat saying I made it again today. Good to see you again, as
let's
always.
see, sir.
Love your presentation. Set design as always. You nailed it. Oh, thank you, sir. We got CC in the chat. Hello, CC, and we got Liam trolling as is, and Trevor's Meemaw saying hello,
Yeah, my Mima. Yeah, but definitely Mima.
Meemaw, Meemaw. Cool. So that is out of the way now. Now we can get to brass tacks. Trevor,
that was fun. Yes, sir.
we fine on
Fun in
Tuesday
that
night
back.
tomorrow. Yeah, Charles says Emolina. All right, stop this. Oh my god. This is we are really disgracing the Mount Rushmore at this point. Like, although I mean the real Mount Rushmores you could argue is not great, but anyway. Um Trevor. Liam says oi oi. Oi, Liam, like have you seen some of your takes in the chat today? Oi.
Exactly. Oi.
Oi, sir. Trevor,
Yes, sir.
I did you watch AEW Revolution 2023?
I did.
Did you see the main event of AEW Revolution 2023?
I did.
Did you see the way the main event of AEW 2023 ended?
You mean MJF proving that he's a amazing heel?
Maybe, sir. I I have a I have a big time question for you,
Okay.
my sir. Who is the best heel in professional wrestling today?
You know what? For a long time, you would probably hear people say Roman Reigns. And for a long time, for a couple of years, you would have a very good argument with that. I honestly believe MJF is probably the biggest heel, the best heel in professional wrestling. I find that hard to dispute, like very very hard to dispute. Like not only is he very skilled, like in the ring, and a lot of people don't really put pay attention to that because he only wrestles like 5 times a year, but he is very skilled in the ring, outside the ring, and also very, 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 very on that mic. On that mic, there's no one else. He is one of the best heels I've ever seen.
He's also one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. And people are
I know
not
that's
gonna
hard for
like.
you to say. I know that's hard for you to say.
No, it's not hard for me to say. What? No, no. Okay, first of all, he's
Being a
not the
fan of
best. He's
Daniel
not. No, no, no,
Bryan.
no, no, no. Sorry, sorry, sorry. I said one of the best. He ain't the best. No, no, no,
No,
no,
he
no.
he he definitely is one of the best
As
technical
long
wrestlers.
as air is breathing in and breathing out of the American Dragon's lungs, Daniel Brian Danielson is the best technical wrestler in the world. He could
I
be
mean,
80. He could be
yeah,
80. He could be bedridden, and he'll still put you in knots. He'll tie you in knots. That's how good he is. But I think one of the things that needs to stop is this narrative that MJF, isn't a great wrestler.
yeah.
It's
I'm not even sure where it came from, honestly.
because he doesn't wrestle. That's why. Like he wrestles like what once a quarter, or whatever, once every few months, and people just forget. Like,
Roman
oh my
Reigns
god,
started doing that, and Roman Reigns is a good wrestler. Like no one has doubted Roman Reigns'
But
skills.
Roman Reigns is in WWE, and WWE is a better company than AEW, so therefore he has proven himself for 10 years. I acknowledge him.
Right. Like I think your nasally wrestler has gotten a little more nasally.
see, no, that's my that's my Mr. Mark.
Oh yeah, Mr. Morrow. Okay,
That's
I'm
my Mr.
sorry.
Mark.
Hello, I would like to know how many.
I get Mr. Mark, go away. Mr. Mark, go away.
But
Um,
no, like, I've never understood that narrative. I've never understood just because he hasn't wrestled that much. Like look at the people he does wrestle when he does wrestle. Like he makes them look good. A lot of them look good.
yeah,
Like you know,
I thought you were gonna say something. Okay.
I you know what I was. Then I was like, no.
It was just like I saw like the little like loading screen, like the little like the buffering thing. It was like um then Mr.
I'm
Mark is
Liam.
why is Mr. Mark half Irish? He's like,
No, Mr. Mark is not half Irish. He is just a Mark and he has a very nasally voice.
how is that Irish? No, Irish would be like, oh, shillelagh me potatoes.
And we just got canceled.
Happy early St. Patrick's Day, by the way, everyone. To our fans in
uh,
Ireland, our many fans in Ireland. Um,
uh,
what are we talking about? MJF, right? I mean, yeah, like I think Revolution proved it. Like he's one of the best in the world at in the ring on that microphone. Not many people can touch him, and he is like people said like, oh my god, when he wins the title, we all know he's gonna hang on to it for a year. And we all know that he's like he's gonna be for like there's gonna be a lot of matches where he's probably not gonna lose, and it's gonna be a very predictable result. That being said, Trevor, if he pulls out even half of what he pulled out in the last match, like this is gonna be one of the most entertaining world title runs ever.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? The more popular he gets, because he gets more popular by match. Like the more and more popular he gets, the longer he's gonna hold on to that belt. Like so, you may be looking for like at least till 2024.
Bro, have you seen this picture they have? So MJF is having his rebarb mitzvah on
Oh,
AEW Dynamite. Have you seen that picture floating around the internet?
with the opening of like them setting it up or whatever, pretty much. When he's
No.
like a kid, he's a kid or whatever.
Oh yeah, well yeah, he is a kid in that. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So you have seen it. For
I
those
have
of you who
seen it.
don't see it, we are working on pulling it up right now. But this guy, for anyone to say like, oh, his world title run's gonna be boring, miss me with that. Like, this is not boring. This is This is must see television. Like MJF, of all the people in AEW right now, is must see television. Can't miss television because
Right.
he's gonna say something that is going to be absolutely just outrageous. He's gonna say something that's just absolutely things you can't say.
Right.
This dude was out here like doing the most in that infamous now Brian Pillman Jr. promo.
Oh man.
He was doing the most. And then he's talking to Brian Danielson's children. He's like, "Hey Birdie, hey buddy, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
he's
give your daddy CTE," and you're just like, "What the
like,
hell is this?"
dude. Dude. Like,
He is
actually it's funny you bring that up. I'll bring this up to you actually. Oh, that is, yeah, I've seen that. It's amazing actually.
those. By the way, those women are not like Photoshop in.
No.
This is like actually a picture from his bar mitzvah. MJF, he was born a heel. Damn it.
This is what he's born to do. So I have a question for you. There was an interview that I believe it was Ric Flair did recently when they were talking to him about MJF, and they were
Mm.
asking, and he his opinion was MJF is very talented. He likes him, but he thinks he's too much. He thinks a lot of some of what he does is over the top, and I can
Some.
see that. I guess my question to you is, what do you agree with that? Do you agree that he should tone it? Do you think he should tone it down a little, or do you think he's the right amount of butthole?
I think that there is nobody else in professional wrestling right now who could get away with the amount of stuff that MJF is getting away with.
Absolutely. No,
Call it what you
I
want. Call it what you want. And I think it is like it has its positive and negative aspects, obviously, because he is the only one who can really like say all this stuff and it's just like Teflon. Like it's one of those things where you're like, okay, like you genuinely don't know what is he's going to say and how he's going to roast you. And like there's no line that he will cross. That's the MJF character. That's what's like so
right,
great about the MJF character. He really is the most evil person in professional wrestling. This is a
right,
dude
right.
who went on live TV and in kayfabe, admitted to driving from home from prom, getting into an accident, and then looking over at his prom date, prone, knocked out, and
Yep.
switching places with her
Racist
so
with
that
that.
it looked like she was the driver and he was the passenger. He's the biggest
Dude.
heel on TV.
And the funny thing is, he's also a heel in social media too. Like he's a heel all over the place. Like I mean, you'll see little snippets where he's nice to younger fans, but he has been a heel to younger fans.
He was not nice to that fan at Revolution when he poured vodka all
Oh,
over him.
he sure did. Threw it right in his face. That was actually what Ric Flair was talking about. But he said that was a little too far because everybody around him was like, "Oof, did he just do that?"
That kid and his mom were not happy in that moment. Amanda Huber, the late great Brody Lee's wife, actually had
His
to
wife.
go. She works for AEW now, so she had to
Yeah,
go and actually talk them down basically, because they were really mad and good old Will Washington from Fightful also apparently talked to the kid. So they got it figured out. Like he got a picture with or he got to meet some AEW people. He got to go to Sacramento and then go to that Dynamite show, and I'm sure he got they took care of him. But
oh, yeah.
look, if it was water that he threw on the kid, it's this weird thing right because I'm like he definitely should not have done that. At the same time,
Of
it would have been, I think, relatively benign, all things considered, if it was water. The fact that it was like vodka or tequila or whatever it was, yeah, that's kind of that's a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of wrong. That's kind
And
of
I'm
wrong.
not
Yeah.
saying he knew exactly what was in there, right? But it just seemed like a lot. I will say this: his response in the post-show press conference was absolutely just it was like, "Yeah, some little snot-nosed brat got hit with some drink or whatever. I guess I'm being sorry." Like, he was just like he did not
Right.
care.
Look, I thought the greatest thing was, no, these are some great pickles. Hey, try this
This
freaking
man
pickle.
was eating.
It's,
Dude,
hey,
CM Punk now has the second greatest case of the munchies during a press conference in wrestling
um,
history.
the funny thing was,
MJF,
I was going to do that tonight. I actually was going to do that tonight. I was actually going to sit here in the opening and do the pickle
you
opening,
idiot, you gave it
but
away. You should have just done it next week.
I should have. Yeah, should have. Didn't, but yeah. But no, dude, that was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. I'm
We
just
got
sitting there.
Job in the chat making a good point, saying maybe he crossed the line, but look at all the heat he's getting for it. And look, but there is good heat and there is bad heat. And I think this is like a little bit of both. I think look, if it was like an adult, I think it would have been like fine.
Fine.
The fact that it
Yeah.
was a kid, I think you also got to be like a little come on, it's a little kid. You
Right.
shouldn't want to I understand if you're gonna yell at him, that's one thing, but literally throwing something on him, I do agree in that sense. He shouldn't have done that. Looking back,
No, he shouldn't, and he's probably like behind the scenes said something to the family or whatever. But like he honestly shouldn't have done it. I mean, he still looks good as fine as heat is concerned. But like you said, there is such thing as good heat, bad heat. But he still looks like the jackass he wants to look like. So like he did his
yeah.
work.
Trevor, my question to you, sir. Given
Yes.
all of this, we've just talked about how great he is, and you can't. And I know what you like to do. You like to give me if, ands, and buts, and all that stuff.
No,
No, no,
I
no.
do. Yeah,
I
I like to
want.
play the
Yeah,
field.
you like to play all
Honestly.
sides. You're just you're like MJF in that matter. You're just like, look, I think Triple H, great guy. Bruce Richard, great guy. Tony Khan, great guy. No, 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 none of that.
So you
No
want
one's
my
great guy.
honest opinion? I got you.
I need a point blank yes or no, gun to your head, all that stuff. MJF, is he the best heel in the history of wrestling?
I don't know in history of wrestling, but right now,
No, no, no,
yes.
no, no. It's yes or no. No, no. I
But
don't.
that's
See,
the
you already
thing. That's the thing.
you done already messed up, son. You done
I
already
know, but I
messed
can't.
up.
I don't think I can honestly say that though, because the wrestling is
No,
still
then
growing.
it's a
It's
no.
still growing.
Is it a no? Is it a no?
God hate you. No, no, but
Is it? Come on.
mm,
No, but what?
I don't think it's spread.
No,
No,
come on.
he's not. He's
Yeah,
not. No,
yeah.
he's not.
That's what I
He's
thought.
not.
That's what I thought. You
It's
see, so
not.
you guys see how difficult it is for me to get a straight answer out of this guy.
No, because like we run a show where we give our opinions, and that's what they.
And your opinion is that MJF is a jobber.
That's not my opinion. No, no, that's
Yeah, no,
words you put in my mouth. No, no,
he's
no, no, no.
he's
That's
a
no,
loser
no, no,
jabroni jobber.
no. Not at all. I hate Liam.
The Homo sapiens. Have you seen this?
Oh,
The Homo
dude, yes,
sapiens online.
it's ridiculous.
Muscle Man Malcolm, another really awesome wrestling YouTuber. He's a big Homo sapien. He's a big fan of Omos. He's just Omos versus Lesnar. This is cinema. What do you, what do you think about that? Omos. We'll get back to MJF in a minute, but
Right.
Omos versus Brock Lesnar. What the
I think it's
hell,
gonna be a
man?
very boring match. I think Brock is gonna carry the match. Honestly, I mean, we've talked about Omos before. I don't think he can wrestle at all. like he's just height and size. That's about it. He's
Omos
not very
makes
good on the mic.
Omos makes Satnam Singh look like Bret Hart.
Because something I'm saying is what like yeah, he does.
I'm talking about as a wrestler,
yeah, he
as
does.
a in-ring technician. He makes
He
Satnam
does.
Singh look like Bret Hart. By the way, Satnam Singh, people sleeping on Satnam Singh.
Has he wrestled since he's been in AEW? I haven't really
Yeah,
seen him
he's
wrestle.
wrestled. He's wrestled. He had that big he wrestled a few times on Dynamite. Mostly in tag matches. He had
Oh,
he was remember he was in that Falls Count Anywhere match at Full Gear. Dude was massive, by the way, like in person. He's like even
oh,
bigger than he looks on TV. Like that, I was like, that is a giant. That is a giant.
yeah, he's a big dude.
It's a big
I had
that's a Vince was looking at him like,
big, beefy.
Almost get me. And we're gonna repackage him. But he's gonna be Hollywood boy, baby. And we're gonna put him in a diaper.
I can't hear a word you're saying.
All right.
this is Vince McMahon speaking. That's how he speaks now. Well, you can't hear him.
Listen to your ear.
That's hilarious.
It's at WrestleMania.
Like,
I thought it was, I thought it was something wrong with your mic at first. I was like, wait a minute, what is he doing?
hold up. Hey.
So, your opinion: is he the best heel of all time
Who is
in
he?
history? MJF.
Hell no.
Thank
Not
you.
yet. He like when
No,
he retires, he will be. He isn't yet.
but
When he retires, he will be the greatest heel of all time. Yeah.
if as long as he keeps up the heel persona, I don't want to see him a face. I want him to be heel his entire career. I do not want to see him a face ever. I don't think he's going to be as entertaining, honestly.
There is one scenario where I would love to see MJF as a face. I think he is eventually going to turn face. And I think when he does, it's going to be one of like the it's going to be one of like the most over the top babyface runs, and it was like he was a heel the whole time type of thing.
Right. It's going to
But
be shocking to most, but like he's going to be a face, but not really a face, like kind of like Stone Cold was.
no, not even that. I think he's going to go full on like, I love you. My name is Maxwell Jacob
You
Friedman,
think so?
and I love you. And then it's gonna be, and then eventually it's gonna be like, you marks actually believed me for a year and a half. He's just gonna like geek out about it.
He would do something like
Um,
that. Yeah, he would. And he's
there
young
is
too. See, he still has a lot of time.
there is one storyline though that I could see MJF actually turning face for. And
Mm.
that would be if there is an outside entity, right? I think like it would be the old AEW originals versus AEW insurgents type of thing. Kind of like what they're doing with the women's division. Basically, it would be at the point where AEW needs like their biggest their biggest star, right? Of the AEW originals. And this is no disrespect to Jungle Boy Jack or all the four pillars and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD included. MJF is the biggest homegrown quote unquote star that AEW has.
He is.
That's a matter of fact. There's going to be a certain point in this alleged storyline that I'm pitching where you have the insurgents. Let's just say Brian Danielson, Chris Jericho, uh, and John Moxley, and people who made their name elsewhere, and CM Punk, right? CM Punk is crucial to this story. And they are running a rough shot. They have like they're the main event mafia, they're the aces and eights, whatever you want to call them, whatever the NWO, whatever. They've taken over. They're proven that and they're heels, and they've proven that this is their company. And on the other side, I think you need like you kind of need the combination of the elite and like the four pillars of AEW that they have. And once like and you can work around it, but like it has to come down to MJF and CM Punk. I think like that's like the one guy I could see it working with as far as like who do you believe is a bigger, asshole? It's it CM Punk or MJF, right? And I just who can out asshole like MJF, CM Punk, and who can out asshole CM Punk's MJF? Like they're two guys who like it's just perfect. Like the storyline they had was perfect. And I'm still waiting, man. Like, I know that people are very much against the idea of Punk coming back. There is unfinished business with Punk. Like, I'm not even talking about the elite stuff. I'm talking about MJF. Because remember, Punk's biggest moment, returning, winning the AEW World Championship with a broken freaking tricep, torn freaking tricep, winning that title in his hometown ish of Chicago, and MJF interrupting him and making his triumphant return, that would piss off CM Punk to no end, and he would never forgive something like that. So I'm telling you, eventually there's going to be a story between those two.
Oh yeah, if he comes back, and it looks like CM Punk is coming back.
Job in the chat says he, being MJF, has toned down his attacks on Tony Khan, and I'm afraid he's going to get stale if he stays. And on this, I'm the greatest thing. He will find a way to evolve.
Oh yeah,
He's proven
he
over the
will.
years that he's very good at evolving and changing his character into something else. Like somehow this guy who I didn't think could be even more heelish, he's just like he gets more heelish. Like he
Does.
this dude goes from like cheating to win every match to putting William Regal kayfabe in the hospital to admitting to like drunk like disorderly drunkenly whatever that promo was about his prom to outing the fact that he is no longer engaged to his fiance. Like there is no line this dude won't cross. No line.
Not
He's a heel. He's a
that
heel.
question. Does he remind you of anybody? Is there anyone in wrestling that he reminds you of?
I mean, you can say Piper, but like he's there
Loosely. Piper's who I was thinking too, but he's
because it's like
very loosely.
who's the other biggest like asshole heel of all time? It's Piper. That's the only guy you can
Piper,
really compare this to.
and he was dynamite on the mic, just like this guy. And there weren't too many rocks he wasn't going to turn over. Like like Piper said a lot of things that Vince McMahon and every promotion and everyone ahead of every other promotion he was in was like, "Hey, shh, don't say that." Like he's probably the only one that you could possibly compare him to.
Yeah, what a guy. Hot Rod, Roddy Piper.
He's one
Um,
of my favorite one
can
of my
I
favorite
get
heels of all
your
time.
can I get your thoughts real quick on can I get your thoughts real quick on AEW Revolution 2023 overall as a pay-per-view? What'd you think?
I liked it. I thought it was good. If I had to give it a rating, I'd say 8.5, 9. Honestly, out of 10, I thought it was great. I liked it. Um, it was long, but it was fun to watch. It was a lot, and
What
I honestly really like the woman's faction they got going on. I like that a lot, actually. That was one of my favorites. Yo, that Texas Death Match. Oh my
I
god.
was about to ask you, Trevor, what did you think about whatever the hell this was?
Yo, I told my I told my buddy because we were watching it. I was like, "Yo, Hangman had enough. He's trying to kill him. He had enough. This is how he
Bro,
quits AEW."
I made this picture like the thumbnail for my AEW Revolution review video specifically because of how unhinged this is. Look at that.
Right.
This dude like when the hangman catches you, you hang. like
Dude,
this
like
was
in
like
this in honestly, it was kind of like tit for tat because you can't forget the fact that that poor man got stabbed in the face with a fork.
yo, that was actually the wildest spot like I've ever seen in a like in a like like a
The
mainstream pro wrestling match.
traditional style, but
A
yeah,
mainstream pro wrestling like company match. Like because it wasn't like one of those things where like, oh, he was like doing the whole, oh, I'm actually holding it like this and I'm like
no,
stabbing.
no.
He was digging his
He
dude's
stabbed
forehead
him.
with that fork. It was so obvious too. Oh,
I've seen Moxley do that. Like I've seen him do it in like a tournament of death, like setting or whatever. But I've never seen him do something like that in a main or any wrestler for that matter. Do that in like a mainstream setting. Like it's crazy, insane.
now what did you think about what do you think was the better match? Was it Moxley versus Hangman or was it Bryan Danielson versus MJF 60-minute Iron Man match?
Now, I think that all depends on in the grand scheme of things. I think that all really depends on your opinion. But I feel the most casual wrestling fan will probably have like the Iron Man match more because it's more in their warehouse. It's more traditional. You know what I mean? Like a lot of wrestling fans don't like the whole death match concept. A lot of fans think it's grotesque and things like that. In the way they were going, it kind of was grotesque to a point. If that's not your thing, but the casual wrestling fan, I think, tuned in for the Hangman and Moxley match and stayed for the Iron Man match.
My
I
God.
personally like I personally like the death match. That was one of my favorites. So
God, that death match was something else. I rewatched it and I was just like, oh my
yeah,
goodness, that was
it was
beautiful.
cringeworthy. It definitely was.
It was bloody wonderful.
Actually, I will give him a shout out. My buddy JB Anderson, his wrestling name. He wrestles. He does different promotions. He's in was it Jersey coming up this soon? Coming up on this Monday. He is wrestling his very first death match, which is all of he's been wanting to do one since I've known him. Um, he's I've known the guy for a very long time, and he's been wanting to do a death match for a very long time. It's his very first one, so check him out. JB Anderson is his screen name on Facebook and Instagram. Tell him
We got
Trevor sent you.
Trevor sent you. We got Job in the chat saying, "Here's an incomplete list of best heels I've ever seen: Harley Race, Killer Tom Brooks, Killer Carl Cox, Psych, yeah, uh,
Yep.
yep, the Freebirds, Terry Funk, and Bull Ramos. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say that on TV. I
I know
wasn't gonna
you
say
weren't.
that. I wasn't gonna say that.
I know. I could have said it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Anywho,
what
anywho,
do you guys want to talk about?
um, that was yeah. Oh, I know what I want to talk to you about. But
Mhm.
how do you feel about this? About everything that's going on with the bloodline. Like, what do you think about that?
In general, it's fine. Like, it's not
Mm,
terrible. I think that
it's
if
not
the
as good
end
as it could
game,
have been, in my opinion.
yeah, but it's like one of those things. Like the best outcome would have been like Sami Zayn winning, and then Jey Uso
Right.
toppling Roman to be the head of the table. Right. That would have been the best one. If the end game is Jey Uso beating Roman Reigns for the WWE Universal Championship, I'm fine with that because I don't think Cody's gonna win at WrestleMania. I just don't think that's in the
I don't think he
cards.
should. I don't think he should. And there's a lot of fans. I've talked to a few people about this that don't agree with me, but I do not think he should. I think if you let him win at WrestleMania, you take away what could be a damn good title run and you make it mediocre. Because what is he going through? Like honestly, who is Cody Rhodes fought besides Seth Rollins? He fought
The
LA Knight
Miz,
last week. The
he's fought the Miz
Miz,
a few times. Yeah.
like honestly, like give him better opponents, make him go through something. Like we say on the show time and time again, the chase is so much more important than the actual title run. The title run could be garbage, but in the chase could be mwah, chef kiss, and you remember his title run and everything because of the chase. But I mean, let's talk Hangman Adam Page. His title run wasn't terrible, but it wasn't amazing either. But what you remember more was the chase. His story leading up to that title, getting that title, was more amazing than his title run.
Um. Yeah. I I agree. I don't think Cody should win, but it's not a bad thing if he does. I like
Oh yeah, yeah,
it's what they want to do. I think Cody should be champion at some point. I just think it would be better if there was that initial loss, right? Or
right.
and I know people think this is corny. Count out win against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania would be insane. in my
Mhm.
mind because Dusty Rhodes, what happened with him? Why is he won that match for the WWF championship, but he didn't win the title. You know why?
Yep.
Count out win. If that's the callback you want to make, I think that's a great thing to do. I know fans are gonna be like,
Mhm.
Oh, but it is so cheap. And it's just so. I wish Cody Rhodes should have played in the middle of the ring with a diamond cutter.
or whatever, like
Right.
diamond cutter. Um,
I
oh,
mean, it's
yeah.
like a lot of people didn't like Shawn Michaels' first title run, right? Like some people didn't really like it, but like again, the way they did it, I thought was better, right? Than they just letting him just outright win it. He won a Royal Rumble first, then he lost. He lost the first time against Diesel, and then he went back and he had the Iron Man match with Bret Hart. Like to me, I thought winning it that way was better than him just flat out winning it.
Take, by the way, hot take here. I don't think like we were talking about Iron Man matches before, and you mentioned Shawn Michaels.
Mm.
Yo, before Revolution. I watched back the Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man match.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty boring. It's not a great
Yeah,
match
it was very boring.
because
It
like
was
WWE really played it up as like this was one of the most important matches in WWE history, and then you watch it and you're just like, huh,
eh. I
that's a
mean,
thing.
that can kind of be said for a few of their very important matches, though.
Like what?
Not uh now. Actually, no. The very first Hell in a Cell, I enjoyed a lot.
That was a good match. Yeah,
Which yeah, that was a very
I think
good match.
Meltzer
So
gave
I
that
can't.
match 5 stars actually.
Yeah, oh, I love that match. I thought that was a very good match. Let's see another one that was kind of boring. Um,
Another hot take.
mhm.
And this is a running. I know this is your boy. It's probably gonna piss you off, but Razor versus Shawn ladder match, WrestleMania
the,
10.
the the first one or the second one?
First one.
That was the first
Look,
one.
look, look, revolutionary.
Yeah, it was, but the
Kind of
second one was so
boring.
much better. The second was so much better. Like it was so much better. The second one was so much better. The second ladder match between Razor and Shawn was way better than the first one. I mean, revolutionary match. First time you've seen it in WWE. It wasn't the first ladder match. It was the first time on pay per view because the actual first ladder match was between Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. Check it out. And it was in WWE or WWF at the time, and I think it was like Saturday Superstars. But but no, it was good. It was revolutionary for what it was, but it wasn't fun. It was boring. It's boring. Eh,
Now that I think about it, a lot of Shawn Michaels' matches in his first run in WWE were not that great.
What you talking about his before he won the title?
Shawn
Yeah.
versus Diesel at Mania.
Yeah. Ugh.
What a
Again,
pittance.
Sean versus Diesel in your house. Better good friends, better enemies, better match. Way better match.
That's not the one that they promote as the better match. They always promote his Mania
I
matches.
know that I don't know why.
The dude did not become Mr. WrestleMania until like honestly, even his match against Stone Cold, it wasn't a good match. Like they just
No, that was
it was
actually a
mace
terrible match.
it was the moment at the end that mattered. Like he
Yeah.
didn't have a good WrestleMania match. I don't like I'm trying to remember. Okay, I'm gonna look this up. Who is Shawn Michaels face at WrestleMania?
Um.
Because now I don't
Oh.
think he's had
Oh.
a
Didn't he?
since Chris
Did he
Jericho. Chris Jericho
fight?
was the first one he had that was good.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Didn't he fight Chris Jericho? That was a good one. That was a damn good one.
But no, like his second one is like iconic, right?
Oh yeah.
But
Oh
like,
yeah.
but man, his hold up, Shawn Michaels WrestleMania matches. Here we go. Um. Oh. Oh my goodness, sir.
He's had a lot of them,
He
bro.
has that. Like here's the dude. I'm looking at like okay. So boom, 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 boom. Colt Cabana, boom, boom. Colt Cabana is Colt. I'm trying to find like a chronological list, right?
Right.
WrestleMania matches list. Here we go. I don't want them ranked, guys. Trevor, start talking while I find this list because now I'm
Okay.
now I'm committed to this.
Now I'm committed to figure this out. Let's see. Let's go back and read some of these things. Let's see. Of course, Liam. I can see I can see Trevor versus Omar versus Gunther versus versus Omos versus Mima versus Eva Marie versus Mae Young versus Mr. Mark versus MJF at Mania for the Intercontinental Championship. I think Omar wins that one though, actually.
Look,
Um,
look, I will, dude. I'll job everyone out. I don't care.
I know, I know you would, dude. CC says in the chat, my vote is for Mima. Yeah, Charles says in the chat, Mr. WrestleMania. Liam hashtag Mima Mania.
Mima
CC.
Mania. All right, all right. So
Liam.
I'm just gonna pull. Okay, I just pulled up this list of his matches ranked. Whatever. But
Okay.
it is every match. So again, I'm going into this blind, but I am like very very sure that none of the matches pre 2002 are like in the top
Right.
because like
Well,
every
but this
match
is
he
all
had in his
Mania.
second run in
This is all
WWE
Mania.
was great.
This is all Mania matches, right?
Just Mania matches. Okay.
Okay.
So his
Okay.
worst Mania match, according to Wrestle Talk, is number 16 is Michaels and Jannetty versus Sato and
Oh,
Tatanka. Or sorry, Tanaka. Oh
Tanaka,
my
yeah.
God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Forgot Tanaka was damn, that's crazy. Oh, here we go. My opinion, his worst WrestleMania match. Michaels versus Tito Santana at WrestleMania 8. I
Oh, a
hated
terrible
this
match.
match.
Oh, it was such a terrible match, dude. It shouldn't even happen. That match shouldn't even happen. It was so
Wrestle,
bad.
WrestleMania 7, number 14, Michaels and Jannetty versus Haku and the Barbarian. Are we sure that Michaels and Jannetty were good as a tag team?
Right. Like at this point, from what I saw, I thought they were at one point.
I completely lost this from my memory. Michaels versus Tatanka at WrestleMania 9.
Damn.
Garbage,
Yeah.
bro.
I forgot about that match.
This is
Ooh,
not great.
terrible.
Like his second one is like the most legendary thing ever. Number 12, Michaels versus Steve Austin. Like I said, not a great match.
No.
Um, number 11 on this list was Michaels versus Diesel. Heyo.
Told you. Well, WrestleMania, yeah. Told you. I agree with you. I don't disagree with you at all.
Number 10, Michaels versus McMahon, WrestleMania 22. Ah, sure, yeah. Okay. And then see, then
Okay.
it just gets into his second run. I'm pretty sure we got past. I'm gonna see if like there's any matches from his from his from his first run, I should say. Yeah, no, bro. It is all uphill from here because Shawn
Because
Michaels
I
after
feel like his first run, the only matches that were even decent were the ones that weren't like WrestleMania matches. Like the only pay-per-view matches that were decent weren't the ones that weren't like his match versus Owen Hart and in your house. Good match. His match for the European title versus British Bulldog. Good match. Again, none of these are WrestleMania matches. The one I told you, good friends, better enemies. In your house, Diesel, good match. Like none of them are WrestleManias. He has not had a great WrestleMania match in his first run. His first and a lot of his big to do matches were kind of bad too. But yeah, his second run was like you said, iconic. Like his second run was absolutely iconic.
oh god, what's happening in the chat right now?
A lot. It's a lot going on, bro. Apparently, Mima is all elite.
Is she though? Is she though? I don't know.
uh, these guys are idiots. We
Whoa,
love you all.
that's pretty mean, sir. That is pretty mean. Why would you say that about these people?
I'm sorry. You guys are
Um,
fun loving.
can I ask you something? What is your
Sure.
favorite WrestleMania match?
You know what? I don't. To be quite honest, I don't know if I have one. I
Come
While
on.
I think about it, you
one.
answer.
Everyone's got a favorite.
While I think about it, you answer it. You answer the question because I'm honestly kind of no. You know what?
Come on.
Favorite
You know you.
WrestleMania match: the first Undertaker and Shawn Michaels match, the WrestleMania match during the
The
second
first
run, of
one.
course. The first one. The not the career on the line match, even though both of them were good, but not the career on the line match. The one where I believe this is the one where Sean
The one
did
that should have main evented. The one that should have main
yeah
evented. Yeah.
yeah where he came out in all white and like Undertaker was supposedly the darkness and Sean was supposed to be the light to stop Undertaker. It was it was amazingly yeah, it was amazing. That was one of my favorite matches in WrestleMania. How about
Mine
you?
is in again, mine's probably Mania like 20 main event. I know
Mm.
that it's not to be talked about, but it's just the reason I like wrestling, man.
Yeah, yeah. It
Other
was a
than
great
that
match.
though, other than that, I mean, I would probably say like Mania. Honestly, I would say Mania like 30, is it 37? The triple threat, Danielson, Edge, and Roman Reigns. I thought that was a great match.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, 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 definitely. Yeah.
Oh,
From
dude.
the recent movies.
Oh my
What's,
God.
what's up?
1 second. Here's some breaking news. Huh.
Oh no.
This is gonna turn into a breaking news show. Hold up a second. Let me confirm.
Twitter breaking news.
Yo, this is nuts. Dude, guess who AEW just signed?
Who?
Bro, this is okay. Hold up. All right, guys, breaking news. All Elite Wrestling has just signed Mima. Mima is All Elite, baby.
Oh, this is great. This is so great. That's what you were
My
sitting there
God.
creating.
By God, Mima is All Elite. It's happening. The moment that Trevor has been
Oh,
waiting for his
good
entire life.
job, Mima.
The
I
boyhood
have a question
dream.
though. I have a question. This is supposed to be my Mima. Why is she white?
Sir, I took the
Even though
picture. Look, Mima's profile in the chat, sir. Mima's profile in the chat. That was the picture. We took the picture that was in the chat. Look, hey, look, it's a blurry photo. You can't really tell if she's white or not.
I mean, she actually could be Creole, but anyway. Oh man,
But yes, Mima is All Elite, baby. And Liam is
that
marking out in the chat.
this is the greatest thing ever. This is why I do this. I love this. Uh,
Look at that though. She's got like the fish. Look, you can tell she's Trevor's Mima because look, she's got like was it like a fishing pole or whatever like in
yeah,
her hand.
I mean, I love fishing, so he said,
Liam says,
he
"I
said, I
did
don't
what?"
want to be stereotypical. Okay,
That's
I
very
mean,
fair.
technically, I am mixed, so that is a possibility.
So that could be your Mima, is what you're telling me.
It's a very good possibility.
Like, hello. It's like, oh guys, you have Trevor's Mima on the phone. Mima, how's it going? Uh, Hello, Trev. I'm old. What's going on here? Why are you in the television box? Now,
No, if that
Mima.
was actually
Now,
friend,
Mima, is there anything you want to say about your precious little Trev right now, in front of all of us here in the OT Graphs universe? Oh yes, I think that Trevor is doing a fantastic job. He just needs to. He just needs to give his Mima a call. He doesn't call me anymore, and it's really not. It's not nice. I'm an old lady, and I deserve some love after all the love I've given you, Trev. Why
absolutely
don't you call your Mima?
hilarious. This is absolutely hilarious.
Why don't you call your Meemaw, Trevor? She's
Can't give
waiting
you the
for
real
you.
reason.
Oh, he doesn't love me. That's why he's a bad boy. He doesn't love his Meemaw.
Trevor, why don't you love your Meemaw?
I love my Mima.
Oh yes,
Well, I don't
Meemaw
have a
loves
Mima.
you too. Oh, Meemaw loves you. Oh, see now he went and said he doesn't have a Meemaw. See that's that's not good. That's not good. That's why. See, that's
Oh
why I'm
man,
gonna die of a broken heart.
Trevor Sutton, you say I love you to your Meemaw right now.
I love you too, my Mima, right now.
I'll
He's
whoop your ass.
probably looking at the camera now. I'll whoop your ass when you go. Oh,
Oh my god. Cleo says, "What do
this
you
is a
mean? That is his Meemaw." Thank you, Meemaw. Thank you, Meemaw, for tuning in to the show. Thank you for calling in, Meemaw.
oh
We'll probably
funny.
have Meemaw call in every now and then just to check up on you,
Mima should
Trevor.
definitely call in every now and again. She definitely should.
For sure, for
Oh
sure.
man,
Man, I
hilarious.
think we've exhausted my patience for the show and your patience as well. We got Mima wrestling finishers coming. Mima's about to pile drive Trevor. Give her
Exactly.
a super Mima punch. Oh my god. Wow. Well, this has definitely been fun. With I can tell with all of the even Chris Sutton.
Yeah,
Princy
of
Chris
course,
Sutton.
Chris. Me
See,
and
Mima
Chris is
loves Chris.
only. Well, actually, his grandmother isn't. Anyway, but so the only rule me and Chris have is if it's as long as it's funny, and it's funny. So
Well, look, a Mima can be anyone. This doesn't necessarily have to be your
absolutely
biological grandmother. This is Mima.
no, it doesn't. Because I had a my great grandmother was my big mama, and she
Yes,
was actually
hello.
born and raised in Louisiana.
Can I order some shrimp jambalaya?
Mima, what are you doing? Like this is
With
not.
some
Are you
crawdaddies.
Mima? I think you dialed the wrong number.
Oh no, I don't want your number. I just want the shrimp jambalaya.
Mima, Mima, it's Omer. I think you called the wrong line. I think you called us back. This is not a restaurant. We're not gonna. We don't
Yes,
give food here. We just.
you should,
Yeah,
because
I
I'm hungry.
just called. I want some food, and I just don't understand why you're being difficult now, baby.
Mima, we're not being difficult. We're just trying to. Okay, we're gonna hang up on Mima again.
She'll call back in 30 minutes.
I think Mima's gonna be calling back. um,
mhm.
we got you, Charles, in the chat. I think it's a good question to round us out. Do you think AEW will have a WrestleMania like cultural impact one day? I think they.
Uh,
I think they.
mm.
It depends what you mean by WrestleMania like. I think they will have a they already do have a cultural impact. I am I don't know whether it'll be as big as WrestleMania. I quite frankly. It could be. It just
um,
depends on how big pro wrestling gets.
yeah, true, true. I mean, I think a few of their shows have a cult following now. Like, I mean, they've been around what 3, 4 years now. Like, I think a lot of their shows have the pay per views, the big ones anyway. Like, have a lot of cult following. But I don't know if they ever have, like you said, the cultural pop culture impact. Because I mean, WrestleMania didn't just start yesterday, dude. It's like the things they did were not even done at the time. Like they started back in like what April of 1984, and like with all the start with a lot of the stars and everything they did back then. Like what WrestleMania 2 was Mr. T, right? Like they I mean they've gone through their paces. So I mean I think one day they'll be mentioned in that same not maybe not same light but similar light, but it's gonna take some time though.
Yeah. Guys, this has been fun.
A
Trevor,
lot of fun.
any parting words?
Oh man, this has been a lot of fun. And I enjoy doing this every week or whenever we do it. I don't know when we do it, um,
Basically
But
bi-weekly by now.
but hug your friends close to you and love the ones far away, and enjoy your week, man. Enjoy your week. I did something for the very first time. I pretty much took off from work. I'm pretty much a guy that works all the time. Take time away for yourself. Relax. Even if you don't go anywhere, sit back, drink a soda, drink a beer, whatever. Watch something you like. Like, enjoy yourself. You need it.
Hug those who are close, love those who are far, and always remember to give your Meemaw a nice kiss on the cheek
Or forehead, whichever one.
or forehead, whatever. You just show your love to your Meemaws. We love the Meemaws out there. We love you guys too, Liam, Meemaw, ya Charles, Chris, and CC, everyone who's joined. Thank you guys so much for joining. In the meantime, be happy, be healthy,
Keep it
keep
real.
it real. Hey yo.